You are sitting in a room full of people. They are talking and laughing all around you. Yet, you feel as though you are watching them through a thick, invisible pane of glass. Why does this happen? Why can you have a circle of supportive friends and still feel profoundly isolated? It is a phenomenon known as the loneliness paradox. The paradox suggests that loneliness isn't about the lack of people. It is about the lack of perceived connection. You are physically present, but emotionally unreachable. This often traces back to childhood emotional neglect. When a child's emotional needs are consistently overlooked, they learn a dangerous lesson. They learn that showing their true self is a risk that rarely pays off. John Bowlby's attachment theory explains this deeply. Early experiences create unconscious templates for how safe or threatening closeness feels. For some, intimacy feels less like a hug and more like a threat. This creates a subconscious barrier to intimacy. Even when someone reaches out to help, your mind instinctively builds a wall. You are protecting yourself from a wound you haven't felt in years. Your brain develops internal scripts to manage this fear. These scripts subconsciously label vulnerability as a direct threat to your survival. To be seen is to be at risk. Because of these scripts, you begin to misinterpret kindness. Supportive gestures aren't felt as warmth, they are felt as obligations or even traps. You feel pressured to perform rather than to connect. To cope, you retreat into a hyper-independent, performed self. You become the person who has everything under control. You are highly functional, but you are essentially playing a character. While the world sees your competence, your true identity stays locked away. You are being seen, but you are not being known. This is where the hollow feeling of loneliness resides. This isn't just a mindset, it is biological. Because you are constantly guarding, your brain's reward centers fail to fire during social interactions. The joy of connection is blocked by your own defenses. Your nervous system remains on high alert despite being in a safe environment. You are scanning for rejection even when you are surrounded by love. Your body is stuck in a state of hypervigilance. There is a profound gap between being seen and being known. One is a matter of visibility, but the other requires the courage to be vulnerable. Without vulnerability, there is no true intimacy. Researcher John Cacioppo found that loneliness is driven by perceived isolation, not actual social contact. It is the internal belief that you are alone that causes the suffering, regardless of the crowd. The more you guard, the more isolated you feel. The more isolated you feel, the more you feel the need to guard. It becomes a self-perpetuating cycle of emotional solitude. Breaking this cycle is possible, but it requires intentionality. You must slowly teach your nervous system that it is safe to be known. This starts with very small, manageable steps. Here's something most people don't know. Chronic loneliness can actually trigger the same neural pathways as physical pain. Your brain processes social disconnection as a literal physical wound. Start with micro-disclosures. Share one small, honest truth about your day. Shift your focus from seeking external validation to practicing internal emotional integration. Bridge the gap by letting yourself be known, one small truth at a time.